you say, on the board is a board in the middle that says, seeing Yad Hashem in history. Then, and by the way, Michal, you can write down +1 for yourself. Keep track, and by the way, that Mr. Azulai, when they get a point, they get a ticket automatically.
Rabbi Niehaus, in his slow and beautiful way, he taught the guys and he gave them a sense of empowerment and beloved, a person who everybody felt a natural connection to and with. And I think the simplest reason why is because Rabbi Niehaus is a person whose very essential personality is to give.
I've known Rabbi Niehaus for over 20 years now. He was my 9th grade Rebbe at Eula. He was the first person who ever taught me Gemara in a formal Gemara class. Honestly, I don't know how I would have survived that year without him. While it was it was a huge growth year for me. It was very difficult being away from home. He was a huge support for me the whole year. Whatever he could do to help me get through that year, he did. You know, if it weren't for him, I can absolutely say I probably wouldn't be frum. I don't know if I'd, be even a functional adult.
The care that he put into every student, and every student had weaknesses and strengths, but he targeted each student's strengths and weaknesses to guide him to become better.
So I had Rabbi Niehaus as a 9th grade Rebbe at Eula Boys School. Having him at the time was considered to be a rite of passage. He was that Rebbe who helped integrate you into the process of getting into high school. It wasn't just a Gemara shiur. He also would tell stories about his experiences with students in the past. And I guess his message was, high school is whatever you want it to be. It's all up to you.
Rabbi Niehaus always had this point system. So, Eliyahu, are you here today? Yes, point. So-and-so, did you do your homework? Point. And at the end, we were trying to jot it down. I thought I had like 300, 400 points at my test, and all of a sudden this other fellow in the class said, Rabbi, I have 25,000 points. He goes, that's impossible. But it is possible, because Rabbi Niehaus always gave people the benefit of the doubt, never really checked up on these points, and I think he cashed in those 25,000 points.
You did something right, you said the right answer, 10 points. You helped a friend, 12 points. And you get points after point after points. And we're looking at each other, what are these points for? Well, sometimes after a test, he'd be like, we didn't do so well in the test. He'd be like, okay, let me check those points you have. You trade them in for an extra percentage here or there. But I'm telling you, I think by now, if I look at it, I must still have 47,000 points.
You walk down the hallway, you see Rabbi Niehaus, you say, take 5 points, with a deep voice, take 5 points. And I still, till today, I'll drive down the street. And I'll roll down the window, I'm like, hey, Rabbi Niehaus, take 5 points. And he'll laugh, he'll chuckle after all these years.
It gave you an incentive, and he would make a big deal out of it in class. He'd say, that's fantastic, take 5 points. That's fantastic, take 10 points.
I don't use it as much. I still use it a little bit, but I used to have the point system. So, okay. Very good answer. You can take 1 point. And the student, the boys in the morning, girls in the afternoon would write it down. But the way to get everybody is, that was such a good question. Okay, everybody take 1 point. You take 2 points. Okay, and now that got everybody involved, because now everybody was writing down their points.
He's a great reminder when I see him in the morning now and Rabbi Bess's shul, still learning away after davening, and I know that he's spending a good deal of the day when he's not teaching also, still learning as if he had never left Kollel. I'm very jealous of him for that.
Rabbi Niehaus also is a person who is friendly. He's a person with a smile, a person who greets everybody, either with saying hi or with a nod, acknowledging people. And a person like that who sees the good in everybody is a person who's happy with himself and happy with others.
Rabbi Niehaus also, I have to say, one of the characteristics that I've always liked about Rabbi Niehaus is consistency. Never a moodiness, never, when he sees you, it's about you, it's not about him, and no matter what he's going through. Hello, shalom aleichem, how are you? Which is very nice.
Millman is the Rosh Chabura, is the Rosh Kollel. Rabbi Niehaus, who was his Rebbe, sits in his Chabura, and it's not awkward, because if you're humble, then you're mekabel from everybody.
The relationship with Rabbi Niehaus actually goes back since I was about 13 years old, which is about 20 years, all the way from being my 9th grade Rebbe in Eula. He taught me halacha, and he really just inspired me to get the first initial taste of learning. His excitement and his understanding behind each halacha really was able to give over everything to the Talmidim with such clarity and such an excitement that really planted the seeds for giving me a real taste of learning, and obviously continuing on in the past 20 years, really growing as a Ben Torah as much as I can, and now eventually coming to Link and being with Rabbi Niehaus every day is a very, very unique opportunity to learn with him together. He adds so much to the Chabura, to the learning, always a good question, always a nice answer, and it's a wonderful relationship, a relationship that I cherish, and something that I enjoy very much every day.
It's quite exciting now to learn with Rabbi Millman. He is a very patient teacher, and he's accessible. We can go up to him. I can bother him with my questions. Okay, I'm at my age probably not as sharp as everyone else. He has a lot of patience for me, and lets me say what I want to say, and even tells me I'm right sometimes. And so it's wonderfully, just halavai that he can keep on being Marbitz Torah with his special personality and special warmth. I always prided myself that each of my students should reach their potential. You didn't have to become the Gadol Ador. You didn't have to become the greatest. You had to reach your potential, and I would try to reach out to those students who are having difficulties and to give over the love of Torah and to let them love Torah, love mitzvahs, and not feel constrained by it, but the desire to grow and come closer to Hashem. And this is something I always stressed in my teaching.
I want to speak for the entire Cordes family in thanking Rabbi and Rebbe Niehaus for everything they've done over the last 20 years. We wouldn't be where we are, with Yiddishkeit, with our growth as human beings. It absolutely would never, ever have happened if it weren't for the Niehaus family.
And I really thank you for everything you did, continue to do, and I appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Rabbi Niehaus. I'm extremely grateful for all that you have done for me, and I speak for our class, 9A and 10A back in 97, 98. Thank you very much.
Rabbi Niehaus, thank you for teaching me. Thanks for the memories, and thanks for still greeting me with a smile when you see me at Link.
Rabbi Niehaus, many times the most thankless job I think in all of Eula was a 9th grade Rebbe, and we want to thank you. Myself, my brothers, my cousins, everyone who had you, it's unbelievable that we had you. And you're truly a real role model of what it is to be a Torah observant person.
Thank you, Rabbi Niehaus, for being a great Rebbe, for always being nice and caring, and take 5 points.
Rabbi Niehaus, it's a tremendous pleasure and honor for all of us, me personally, and for all the Avreichim and all the people that walk into this base marriage, to be able to walk in and day out, and to see you steiging over that Gemara, to be able to see you with your Simchas Achayim, and to see what you give, and to know that rock of stability, that incredible presence really gives us tremendous kochos, tremendous sense of Simchas Achayim. We thank you for just being the tremendous Oved Hashem, and the Hashem should give you and your Rebbetzin who have opened up your house and home to thousands of Talmidim and Talmidos. Hashem should give you and your Rebbetzin this tremendous simcha and nachas and kochos and nefesh for so many years to come, to reap all that you have sown. Hazorim b'dima b'rini yiktzoru. And it's a real pleasure and honor to have you in our midst.